Singles of Reddit, what's your biggest dating struggle right now? I'm just not dating at the moment because I have much higher priorities and am not really interested in anyone. I guess if a boyfriend girlfriend fell into my lap I'd date them. But I'm not exactly yanking at the bit. I'm in the blind spot as a mid-30s divorced woman. Edit to add. I don't like sports and live in a sports-driven city. I can't get over one girl who definitely doesn't like me. I'm pretty outgoing and chatty. But I really love my alone time and not having to interact with other human beings. So, part of me wants to go on dates and spend time with someone I like. But only when I feel to it. Another part of me is like, what if he wants to call me frequently? What if he wants to see me every weekend? What if he wants to text throughout the day? And I worry I'll get sick of someone because of that. So, I think I sometimes sabotage my own dating efforts by not being as open as I should and maybe seeming a little uninterested even when I really am. IDK. My dream marriage would be like Tim Burton and Helena Bonham Carter when they were married, where they lived in adjoining connected houses. Lol. Like, I can see the person and be with them. But then retreat to my own house afterward and do whatever I want. I'm living at my parents' house for a couple more months, post-college. When I was in a long-term long-distance relationship, it was fine. Now I'm not. And it's not fine. Ugly as FCK. The people I want to date don't want to date me. The people who do want to date me, I don't want. I'm single as in I have no friends. And the struggle is extremely real because most people seem to already have their circle of friends at my age, 23, and they are either way too busy to consider new friends or they have a very different personality that I wouldn't want to spend any amount of time with. It really is a struggle. It doesn't help that I've also only ever worked with people older than me and almost every single one of them have kids and spouses. TL. Dating pool gets worse in your late 20s. Especially if you are very average looking like me. The only women interested in me outweigh me by 100 pounds or have 4 kids. Also, girls on Tinder are the absolute worst. Why does every single girl want someone to go on adventures with and must include their love of tacos in their bio? It's not quirky and fun. Literally every girl says it. Because they are boring. This is the most true sentence I have seen. I swipe left on any girl that has any form of the sentences that suggest I need to take her on an adventure. Growing up in an environment where dating is frowned upon, I'm not entirely sure how to get started or go about meeting people in that regard. I've become great friends with a lot of people. I have a difficult time connecting. It's very rare that I find someone attractive, interesting and mentally stimulating to want to spend my time with them versus being alone. As an introvert, this is hard for me to find. Being a straight acting 5/10 at best really socially awkward gay man makes it impossible to date anyone. I am not up to the general appearance standard of being gay. I don't have much in common with most gays. I am not a social person. And I suck at human interaction. I'm a 100% straight man who is apparently only attractive to men. I've gotten hit on by a lot of men. Ranging from some guys literally asking me to sleep with them to one of my friends telling me the only reason I don't hit on you is because I know you get hit on so much you're annoyed by it. If I could somehow transform my attractiveness to men into attractiveness to women even a little bit, I don't think I'd have been single for so much of my life. Unfortunately, I can't find a way to do that. Honestly, I'm good looking, just overweight. If I get this weight off of me I think I could do a lot better. But it's really hard for me. Most men who say they're interested in me are only interested in sex, by any means necessary. Money. Or something else with no intentions of sticking around once they've got what they wanted. And most women just aren't interested in me due to my mental health and due to my physical appearance. The fact that I know my lack of self-confidence is the main reason I'm single. But my anxiety keeps me from trying to pretend to be confident. Also the fact that I've managed to start talking to someone I find attractive and then a day later heard them telling a friend they were standing like 3 feet away from my checkout lane, that a guy asked them out and that they're really excited about it. The struggle would be trying to keep it casual. Apparently no one in their 20s or early 30s wants to be in a long-term relationship. And I don't mean to sound like I'm just someone that no one wants to be around. I have a pretty steady FWB thing going on and I go on a date from Tinder or Bumble around once a week or so. Am I crazy for wanting a wife? Yellow Labrador. And possibly a child? Too lazy to go outside working hours and find new groups to socialize with. Not attracted to 90% of people on dating sites, so they aren't attracted. Reply to me. Whatever the reason, it happened. Meeting new people comes with crushing anxiety, especially when I'm attracted to them. I meet a girl. Really like her. Go out on a date and have an amazing time. I want to see her again soon. So I'll text her and wait about a week before asking her out again. Sounds normal, right? But after the first date, even after having a blast, I get nothing. Very little communication. And a total about face. Weeks go by. And I'd have given up. Not without feeling like the most worthless human being on the planet. Needed to get that out. Edit. Whoa. There's some great support coming from some of you guys. Thank you all for the suggestions. Edit 2. Well. She was busy with work, also her mom is in town now. Visiting from overseas. I might have made the mistake of taking them both out now. But things are a little different. Comma and wait about a week before asking her out again. Sounds normal, right? Not really. To me that is waiting too long. Even if they can only go out on weekends, I'd still ask them if they are free next weekend, the night of the first date or the next date day. Edit. I've had several girls throughout my life screw with my feelings. So I don't even know anymore what the signs are of a girl showing genuine interest. I'm also really socially awkward. Always being the one that has to initiate contact and to keep the conversation going. It gets so frustrating when I go on a dating site and I write a long message only to get a single yeah back after a 100 messages with no replies. Or if I do get a conversation going, it's a nice back and forth going. But the only thing they talk about for the past 10 messages was about themselves, and they didn't ask me a single goddamn thing about myself. Maybe every 2 years I'll go on a date and then I'll have a great time and the conversation goes great, and then you send a nice message saying how much you enjoyed their company and that you want to meet up again. But nope. You get that yeah sure. Maybe if the planets align and Atlantis arises out of the ocean. Because I got so much going on right now, so I'll let you know. Only to get ghosted a day later. FCK off with that sh*t. To get a girl to speak to me without me putting all the effort. Being in an engineering program where the gender ratio for literally every class I take is at least 5. 1 male to female, and every remotely attractive female already has a boyfriend. Finding someone. On top of that, I'm pretty shy around guys, so I feel like they think I'm super quiet and boring. None of the ladies are gonna say it. Creeps. Creeps are the worst part about dating right now. It can be really hard to gauge a man's creep factor over text. So I'd get pumped up for dates only to be really disappointed. Disclaimer. I did end up finding someone. But I was single a month ago. I have zero motivation to put in effort and I see dating in general as pointless. But I'm also happy with being single, so it's no big deal to me. Dating in an age group where the safe default assumption is that people are coupled up. So no hope in hell meeting anybody spontaneously. Aside from that. Dating sites etc. It's a matter of you can have any 3 of these 4. As a gay guy, I have the terrifying fear to ask guys if they're gay, because if I'm wrong and I picked the wrong guy to ask, I could be dead. Mainly because I have an unhealthy obsession with really thugy Hispanic guys. I deleted Tinder in favor of Bumble because I thought it would be better. It has actually been worse. At least I actually got matches on Tinder. So far I have no matches on Bumble. On a similar note, I don't know what to say when I do get a match. Everything I can think of is either too boring, super cringy, or possibly exist. I love the concept of Bumble, but holy shit, am I not in the tier of guys they're looking for. After a while, all the profiles started to feel like a parody. 25 and love wine, music, dancing, and having a good time. Looking for an average, humble guy to travel the world, parasail, mountain climb, and hunt the most dangerous game with. Only real guys. No games. Look, girl, the best I can do date-wise is taking you to Costco and doing several loops of the sample counters, using various accents and disguises cobbled together from the clothing section to pretend we're different people. I have a real hard time finding people with similar interests and good communication skills. I'm not super well versed in pop culture, and so I don't pick up on the references people like to bond over. I'm a good conversationalist. I like discussing art, culture, and above all, literature and foreign language. The guys I've met in the past year have been pretty self-absorbed, and the conversation usually ends up being one-sided.